Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to my reaction to Attack on Titan episode 73, and it's called Savagery. So I was going to watch this last week Sunday, but the airing of the episode was interrupted in Japan because of an earthquake. So episode 73 and 74 came out today together on Crunchyroll. So I didn't want to watch the 19 minutes that did air on a pirated site. I prefer watching Attack on Titan on Crunchyroll. So glad that it is on Crunchyroll in South Africa and I'm able to watch it here. But I will be watching both episodes today. I'm going to watch them separately though. So I'm going to watch episode 73. And then at the end of this episode, I will see if I want to do a review before jumping into episode 74. I know the majority of you only watch my reactions. But either way, if you're watching this on YouTube, both episode 73 and 74 reactions won't be up today. Only 73 will be posted. And then tomorrow, episode 74, because Mike still needs to edit them and I don't want him to rush editing both. It's just too much time, and he's editing this at like 2 o'clock in the morning where he's from. So yeah, you'll only be getting episode 73's reaction today. And then I'm going to see, after episode 73, do I want to do a review separately if there's a lot that I feel like I need to say? Or am I going to do a together review after episode 74, which is what I did yesterday for Jujutsu Kaisen. So for Jujutsu Kaisen, the episodes had the same title, so it was basically like a part 1 and a part 2, and that's why the part 1 was just a setup for part 2, a really good setup, by the way, and that's why I ended up doing my review for those 2 episodes together. But with Attack on Titan, each episode is like, there's so much going on, I don't know if I'll be able to wait with the review and sharing my thoughts and feelings before I jump into the next episode. I'm gonna let you know at the end of this. And before I watch and you watch my reaction, just remember that my reaction is a reaction. So I totally let go of, well, as much as I can as much as I can let go of thinking, I try and let go and just feel and be in my emotions, because I think that, you know, that's what you're here for in a reaction. You want to see my emotional responses, my first feelings. But during my review, which is right after I do the episode, I take a little bit of a step back, and that's when I try and analyze it more. Even though I still analyze it sometimes while watching, I can't really help how my brain works. And then, usually after reading a lot of comments, people who agree, people who disagree, people who don't know how they feel, then I get sometimes that can change my mind as well. And that's why I have my season reviews as well, or where we do, I swear to God, I hear a bat. At least I think it's outside. So we'll probably, after this season, do a season discussion, because as the story progresses and you look back on where we started and what was revealed throughout, because Attack on Titan does this thing where, you know, it starts things off at a certain time, but later you for example, in season 2 we found out about Reiner and Berthold, and then you felt a certain kind of way at that time. I felt a certain kind of way, and then later you learn more about why they were in that specific position. And I mean, I've delved into my emotions and my thoughts on that, so I'm not going to repeat it, but I wouldn't say my opinion changed a lot, but well, for those of you that have been here, you saw how my thoughts developed with the story. And probably the same thing will happen with season 4. But I can't know that until I get to that part in the story, right? The whole point of a reaction is to watch as it unfolds, react, share my first impressions, and the fun part is seeing if at all things change. My opinions and my thoughts, I mean. Okay, but without further ado, let's jump into episode 73, Savagery. I have my notebook and my pen, so I'm ready. I'm super ready, but I'm not ready, but I'm ready. Okay. Oh, my sound is off.
静かに話したい。エルディアの問題を解決するのに争いは無用だ。
どうして単独でマーレ襲撃に至る選択をしたのか。本当にジークやイエレナに懐柔されてしまったのか。
俺は自由だ。俺が何をしようと、何を選ぼうと、それは俺の自由意志が選択したものだ。
いいえ、あなたは操られている。あなたは敵国とはいえ、関係のない人々や子供を巻き込むような人じゃない。そうでしょ。あの山小屋で私を助けてくれたのは、マフラーを巻いてくれたのは、あなたが優しいからでしょ。
手はテーブルの上に置けと言っただろう。俺はレベリオでジークと話をした。兄弟水入らずだな。ジークは巨人についてマーレが知っている以上の知識を手にしている。アルミ、お前はまだ兄のところに通っているだろう。それは本当にお前の意志か。
Oh, Bertolt was in love with Annie. So maybe because...
何を。
記憶が人を形成するのなら、お前の一部はベルトルトになっちまったんだよ。敵国兵に恋心を抱く敵国兵にな。アルミ、お前の脳はベルトルトにやられちまった。敵に操られているのはお前の方だろうが。イカサお前もだ。アッカーマン一族はエルディアの王を守る意図で設計されたんだよ。あの時お前は死に直面する極限状態の中で俺の命令を聞いた。戦えと偶然俺を護衛すべき宿主だと錯覚したことでな。違う。何がだ。
偶然じゃない。あなただから、エレンだから、私は強くなれた。それはあなただから。
力に目覚めたアッカーマンは突発性の頭痛を起こすことがよくあったらしい。本来の自分が宿主の護衛を強いられることに抵抗を。
It happens when their oak self-resists being forced to protect their host. 534.
覚えることで生じるらしいが、心当たりは？本来の自分を失い、ただ命令に従うためだけに作られた一族。俺がこの世で一番嫌いなものがわかるか。そいつを見ただけでムカムカしてしょうがなかった。その理由がやっとわかったよ。何の疑問も抱かず、ただ命令に従うだけの奴隷が見るに耐えなかった。ミカサ、お前が大嫌いだった。
よくのミカサ。ミカサ。
お前はただそれだけだ。なあアルミ、お前とは昔から喧嘩したことなかったよな。なんでかわかるか。お前と俺じゃ喧嘩になんねえからだよ。
I fucking hate him. I hate him so much. I rarely say that. I don't think... Always people get offended when I don't like characters, and then they get personally hurt, and they're like, they go on social media and they say, oh, Anime-chan is so... Well, I hate her, she's the worst. Anime-chan is trash because she hates my perfect characters that I love so much, and blah blah blah. And I always get so annoyed because I never say hate. And then I ask them, show me where did I say hate. Like, not liking a character is not the same as hating a character, but in this moment I hate him. You guys can go off. You guys can like, dislike this video until your fucking brains explode. Have fucking fun. It only adds to the, what do you call it? That promotes my videos, views, comments, likes, dislikes, all of that just promotes my videos. So thank you. In this moment, I hate him. And it's brilliant writing. He went from being my favorite character to a character that I actually hate. Brilliant writing. That does not say anything about the character, but as a person. I hate him.
最初に言った通り、お前らがジークの居場所を教えるってんなら、俺たちは争う必要はねえ。殺した。
Doesn't mean I want him to die though. Doesn't mean I want to torture him. Like, hating him doesn't mean I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not gonna say, oh, I wish I could see him. Like, I wish he was aborted as a baby. Like people say about Gabi. Like people say crazy shit. I just hate him.
ミカサを傷つけることが君の求めた自由か。どっちだよ。クソ野郎に屈した奴隷は。
誰が奴隷だ。行くぞ。
巨人に食わせるべきクソ野郎は他にいる。
どういうことです？
ジークの獣を他のやつに移す。イエーガー派とかいうのを一人でも捕らえて巨人にし、ジークを食わせてやれ。ピクシスの返答がどうであろうと奴を切る。完全武装の兵士が30名、この森を上から囲んでいる。獣の巨人になろうと、奴に逃げる術はない。やはりヒゲ面野郎は俺たちの敵だった。
Oh my fucking god. Jesus. Holy mother of... I hate you too. I hate you too. I hate you too, Zeke. A red wine produced a marley was Zeke, Wonder Boy Jaeger's spinal fluid mixed in. After consuming Zeke's spinal fluid and hearing his scream, subjects of Amir will turn into pure titans who obey his orders. The wine and titans have proven to be a cheap and effective weapon to conquer enemy nations. This is, to me, this is so terrifyingly sad because, you know, the reason people fear people from Paradis is because whether they want to or not, if someone turns them into a titan, they become mindless. They will eat people. And that is why people fear them. Because even if they're a good person, if they're turned into a mindless titan, it doesn't matter. And they can be used as weapons. And because of... And I just... They talk about... They're doing this for their people and whatnot, but they don't give them a choice here. They don't give them a choice. They decide for them, okay, you're not, I don't even know if they talked to these people and gave them a chance to join their side. But the Jaegerists, they're just like, this is our plan, we don't give a fuck about anyone. If you either fall in line or you're the enemy. And I hate that, that's dictatorship. Killing innocents, like, I know a lot of people don't realize, like, I'm aware that when war happens, sometimes innocents get caught up in it. I understand that. But I've explained this before. For me, there's a difference between having plan A, B, and C, and then when all the plans fail, and in plan D, innocents get caught up in it. I mean, that's the sad reality of war. But my frustration is when your plan A is you willing to sacrifice hundreds of thousands of innocents, despite that being the reason why you're fighting in the first place, is because they did the same to you. And then you take your own people and treat them like they're trash, and they have no choice in the matter, and you use their own weakness against them. Because I mean, this is a weakness. You're the kind of person that can, by ingesting some special liquid, you can turn into a monster, a mindless monster. That's a weakness. And then you use that against them, and you turn them into, give them no choice.
一瞬体がしびれて、俺もだ。
私は何とも。どうしたの？
体中に電気が流れたよ。
Oh no。
まさか。
やりやったな。ジーク。
ワインだと。どうして任務中に酒がいる？
兵長、これは憲兵の連中しか飲めなかったマーレさんの希少なやつなんですよ。さあ。 ジークの脊髄液がワインにいつから仕込まれていやがった。体が硬直する予兆はなかった。嘘だってか。行けー！なんだよ、もうまたかよ。
OST。 Fuck you, you ugly motherfucker.
必死だな、ヒゲ面野郎。なんで勘違いしちまったんだ。俺から逃げられるって。部下を巨人にしてからって俺が仲間を殺せないと思ったのか。俺たちがどれだけ仲間を殺してきたか知らねえだろうに。
Oh my god. He's got him. I didn't think. Oh my god.
よ、気がずら。てめえ、くせえし汚ねえし、ブサイクじゃねえか。クソが。まあ、殺しゃしねえから安心しろ。
Oh god, I really think you should though. I really think you should. At this point, like, I don't believe in what's the death sentence in real life, but I mean, considering the situation here, what he just did, him getting away from you one time before, the terror and like the horrible things that ensued after what he's done, the decisions he's made, at this point, I mean, I don't know, I can't say that I would have kept him alive. Holy fuck though. I understand now, like, in Levi's greatest moments, I've always appreciated the animation, but as a character, I mean, Levi was great, but he was never a favorite of mine. And just before this, I watched this episode. I was streaming on Twitch, and someone asked me, "What's your favorite Attack on Titan character?" And I didn't know what to answer because Eren has always been my favorite character. But I'm not blind and biased. Like, I'm not gonna love a person. There's very few characters that I'm actually biased for that I would love no matter what. And so I couldn't answer them. I said, what's making that noise? But this episode has made me feel like Armin and Levi, favorite characters. Holy shit.
巨人襲撃時の志願しなく防衛訓練を行う。
時代はとっくに変わったってのに、もう古いんだよ、シャーディス教官は。エルディアに希望があるとしたら、イェーガー派が国の実権を握ることだ。
お久しぶりです、教官殿。突然ですが、この兵団支部は我々が占拠しました。イェーガー派とか言われている我々が、これより我々の指示に従い動いてもらいます。
イェーガー、
これからは訓練兵諸君、君たちの時代だ。我々イェーガー派は現在滅亡の危機にあるエルディアを救うために心臓を捧げると誓った。それはこの古い兵団組織のためではなく、この島に住む民のためにだ。このまま時代遅れの兵団に従属し、
I'm only smiling because I know how much it pisses people off when I don't give a flying fuck what Flock says.
ついてはなすすべもなく外の世界の敵に蹂躙されるのみだ。我らエルディアの指導者エレン・イェーガーと共に生きるものか、それともここにいるキース・シャーディスと共に古い慣習と心中するものか。エルディアの未来のために心臓を捧げます。よし、君たちの覚悟を見せてもらおう。シャーディス教官を足腰立たな。
I fucking hate you too. You are a disgusting piece of shit. I'm sorry that I had to say that in front of you. I just have to look at your pure face so that I don't lose myself to my anger. It's just a story. It's just a fake character. But the sad part is that people like this exist. People like this exist.
なくなるまで痛めつけろ。これこそが我々が淘汰すべき悪臭そのものだ。粛清してみせよ。それができない者は牢屋に入ってもらう。よくやった。君たち全員を歓迎しよう。じゃあ案内してもらいましょうか。ジークの交流地まで。
Can't wait for you to see him.
目が覚めたか。おい、待て、動くんじゃない。ダイソーの新刊をつなぐワイヤーをお前の首にくくってある。下手に動いたらお前は腹から爆発して少なくとも2つになるだろう。こうなると死なねえってのも難儀だな。同情なんかしねえが、お前は俺の部下の命を踏みにじった。てめえがゲロクソまみれで泣きわめくのも全て計画通りか。うるせえな。こうやって切っておかねえとてめえが巨人になっちまうだろうが。俺のメガネ。
Why do you...
知るかよ。もうお前にメガネなんか必要ねえよ。
What's up with the glasses?
いいぞジーク。
Oh, sad backstory. His daddy gave him his glasses. I'm sorry, but he's not that child anymore.
いい球を投げるようになったな。
Oh wait, his daddy was... Oh, I don't know who this is then, but his foster daddy then.
将来は野球選手になるか？
ダメだよ、草葉さん。僕には使命があるから。
It's just like in the past that I've said in so many shows, you know, a backstory can be super sad, but it doesn't change your actions today. And I don't want him to be tortured, like, even though everything bad he did, I just want him at this point. I just think Levi shouldn't have spared him, but he probably has a plan. But on the other hand, he can't really, like Levi said, he can't not chop him up, because otherwise he'll turn into a Titan again. So it's like, but I think he should honestly just be put to rest. I just want to say one thing before I watch the listen to the ending song and watch the preview, and then I'll watch the next episode. Honestly, when I know there's another episode, it's too exciting to like pause for 40 minutes to an hour to do a review. Can't do it. So I just have to say, Hanku! 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 Kan je je deur toemaak? Okay. Mike, please cut that part out. I just want to say that I really, watching all of this, I really just trust the author. I've come this season to trust the author. I know that he has, a part of me just believes that he has a lesson in the story that he's been trying to teach people. You know, we can watch it for just entertainment purposes. It's an action and whatever. And if you want to watch it that way, fine. But I believe a part of me, I'm not saying I'm right on this. I haven't watched interviews with the author, just like short, 1 or 2 short snippets. But this season has gave me a very strong belief in the author that he has a message to teach with this show, and whether or not you want to listen, his story will teach that lesson. And so despite how things are going now, despite how angry I get, and the reason I often get angry is because I got very angry up to now because I felt like this is not going to help. This is only going to perpetuate wrongness. I don't have a better word for that. It's just going to, I don't know. And I was frustrated because I knew that people were cheering and thinking this was the right thing to do. And maybe it is. I don't have all the answers. I'm not freaking. But for me, how I felt, it was just like, I didn't want to see characters I loved become like what they hated. And I didn't know, I couldn't at that time trust that there's a lesson in all of this. But now the season has made me realize that no matter what happens here, no matter how much people cheer for Flock, whatever, and how the Jaegers are doing things, I just have a part of me believes that in the end, it will go as I think. That their way of doing things will only lead to more problems. Like, they are just creating more of what they are. And I believe that the story will show that in the end. But I don't know. But I have faith in the author. So.
確かめるのは懐かしい面影とおぼろげな記憶。
Oh no.
その先に待つ自らの使命を果たすため。次回唯一の救い。
I'm not in the mood, honestly, for a backstory episode. Although I know that backstory will give us a deeper understanding of characters, so it is important. But I'm just not in the mood. But it is good to get, because most people in our lives, you know, or every single person in our lives, sorry, used to be children with, like, bullies were probably bullied at one point. But does that make it okay for them to bully you? No. And that has always been my point. Even if a character has a sad backstory, and all characters were children at one point, but that doesn't change the fact that they're adults now and they hate what they're doing. I'm really sad about Falco and him having drunk the wine, and if he hears that guy scream, Zeke scream, then he's fucked. That makes me very sad, because everyone's mad at Gabi for Falco getting hurt all the time, but she's the one that she wanted to sacrifice herself, and he's the one that jumped onto her. Like, you're acting like the guy doesn't have his own free will and didn't choose, because he was the one that chose to hang on to her and go with her, even though she said, I'm sacrificing myself, I'm going to die. That was her choice to make. Obviously, in real life, we don't want children to even have to make those choices, but that was her choice to make. She wanted to sacrifice herself for at least redeeming some people who were killed in her town. And he's the one that jumped. He's the one that followed her. He's the one that got in the way when the guy wanted to hit her over the head with a wine bottle. That was all his choices. So I don't really understand why people are mad at Gabi for that. Like, for where Falco is at. I don't think it's Falco's fault. I mean, Gabi's fault in that case. Like, people just want to hate on Gabi and they look for any freaking reason to do that. But, like, let's not hate people that actually do things, like, really bad things. Like, I know, don't get me wrong, I remember in the first episode of the season, I also didn't like what she did. And if you want to be mad at her for that, go ahead. I think that what she did there was wrong. But at least she's a child, and I don't think children have proper reasoning yet. A problem is when a child grows up. But part of me believes, like, around which age did I start really reflecting on my own thoughts? I think it was around 16, 17, where I went through some major changes. And then around 18, 19, I really came into my own. But then there was like a big, something that pushed me back a lot. But instead of staying down at that point, I was lucky to be introduced to someone who had like this amazing library of books. And a lot of the books were personal development books, and I read a lot of them, and that helped me so much. But I think it was around, I'm going to say 17, 18, where I really started to come into my own in terms of thoughts. Wasn't by any means smart, but I at least feel like I came into my own, where my thoughts weren't just what people told me. And then around 19, 20, I had to kind of I had philosophy when I was 19, and you know, philosophy teaches you to, I think it was, which was that one guy, Descartes maybe, who said at one point in your life you must wipe your slate clean and relearn everything for yourself and question everything, so that you can at least try to make sure that every single thing you believe, like, why do you believe it, and come to a deeper understanding of your beliefs. You can still believe whatever you want, but you have to make sure, what was I taught to believe? Why do I believe this? Is it because, you know, because sometimes you have confirmation bias, and then you already believe something, and then you see things in the world, and then it confirms your bias, and then that reaffirms the belief, which means you see it more, and that's just like a circle. But if at one point you need to take shit like that and unbelieve it, and then do active critical thought and research, and ask yourself, you know, you can come to the same conclusions, but you must unthink it. I don't know how to explain. Anyway, the only notes that I made was Eren is not the same person. Or it's not that he's the same person, but he grew up, he came into his own, and this is the path he chose. And I disagree with the path he chose, and now I hate him. I hate to say that, but I hate him. I hate Vlog, and I hate... Well, I think there was another anime. There were definitely other characters where I definitely felt hate. But sometimes what you feel in the moment is not what you actually think. Like, I mean, how many times when I was young did I say to my parents, oh, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. But then I don't really hate my parents. I love my parents. I'm really grateful to my parents. So At this point, I'm still very emotional, so I still feel like I hate these bitches so much. But I don't know, maybe Zeke's backstory makes me feel different, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Because that was then. This is now. But Eren is not the same, and I'm very sad for Mikasa. I freaking points for Armin though. Made a note at 534, but I'll take a look later what that was in the review part. And then I just wanted to say the part about I trust the author, and I'm sad about Falco, that he's in this position and he might. I really love his character, and I'm hopeful about him changing things, or his mindset being able to change people's hearts. But sadly now he's in this position. But yeah, I'm going to watch the next episode, and then my reaction will be posted to Savagery tonight on YouTube, and then my reaction to episode 74 called Soul Salvation will be posted tomorrow, and then I'll post my review for both episodes after Soul Salvation's reaction is up. Okay, thank you guys for watching my reaction. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, I don't really care. Please make sure to leave a comment, a like, a dislike, and yeah, talk shit about me wherever you want, because at least I'm on your mind, and I don't even know who you are. But yeah, promote my shit. Even if people hate me, they're still gonna come watch, and that adds to my revenue. So nice. I will see you guys in episode 74. Bye.